and in this video I'm going to be showing you the entire process of using my Balanced Health Hair and Saliva Wellness Analysis Kit. So, I live in Los Angeles on a busy street. Our apartment complex is old. We have had to have them rip out walls because the mold situation got so bad at one point. And honestly, our health has suffered a lot since moving to LA. So I'm constantly going to the doctor. We've been trying to figure out why I'm so sick all the time. So there are a lot of toxins in the air and in the water and just in our general environment that could be impacting our health negatively. So this kit just arrived today, and I'm going to be testing my hair and saliva and see what the test brings back. The back says, each bioenergetic scan tests for internal stress on organs and 14 systems, hormonal imbalances, nutritional imbalances, food and environmental sensitivities, and toxins, which would include bacteria, mold, chemicals, viruses, metals, and parasites. Oh, it's like a health bingo right there, and I've got most of them. So I'm gonna open this up and get started. It comes with a prepaid envelope so you can ship it in. And then there is the kit instructions. It says, please begin by going to our site and signing up for an account at creatingbalancedhealth.com/begin. Step 2, take saliva samples at least 20 minutes away from food or brushing your teeth. Saturate the swab well with saliva and rub on the inside of your cheeks. Place swab back into the vial and close. Oh, I think I got lipstick on it. Okay. Step 3. Collect roughly a teaspoon worth of hair into the Ziploc bag provided. Hair can be brushed and loose strands collected or cut from anywhere on the body. The sample does not need to be from the root, and it does not matter if it has been colored. If you do not have enough hair, 10 nail clippings can also be used. Place samples into bag and write your name and date on it. But I've got all this old hair in my brush, along with a lot of lint, let's be real. Okay, got all this hair. Alright, so I got quite a bit of hair from my hairbrush. It's gonna tell me many things. That's why her hair is so big, it's full of secrets. Alright, so got all that hair. Gross. Alright, we have spit and hair. So I wrote my name and the date on both of these. I'm gonna put those in the envelope. And there's a little card here where I will put my name and my ID number, which I got when I filled out my profile, and my phone number. So that goes in there. Got a little sticky thing. And I will drop this in the mailbox. It has been just a couple of weeks since I sent my sample in, and they've been updating me along the way. So they sent me an email when they received my sample letting me know it might be a couple of weeks to get the results, and then today I got my results back. So they sent me an email that I was able to open on my phone as well. There's a link there for me to go to the website and check out the full report. So I pulled it up right here, and I can just click there to see my results. And right at the top, it gives me a rundown of what the different results mean, and then it shows me where I am within all of these. So the first note on mine says most significantly stressed, kidney, adrenal glands, fibroid, and connective tissue. So, I mean, like, this was definitely expected. I had a right adrenalectomy in 2011 for a pheochromocytoma, which is a tumor on the medulla of the adrenal gland. So they basically took out my right adrenal, so I only have one adrenal left on the left side. And that also does impact the kidneys quite a bit. Now, I had a lot of environmental stressors and toxins. When I was growing up, I was also so allergic to so many things that I was really limited on what I could eat. So I ate a lot of fish. And then I got mercury poisoning from the fish. So I know that those heavy metals are definitely lurking in my system, and I know that my organs probably haven't had the best chance to actually dispose of them in a timely manner because my system has been under so much stress for so many years. Even though it has been quite a while since my surgery, life is just kind of stressful. And I live in Los Angeles where I'm constantly bombarded with pollution and all these other toxins. So that's really not surprising at all for me. It says we scan 58 points to create the system performance. There are a number of systems in which you are currently experiencing stress, as you can see from the chart above. In addition to the 3 most significantly stressed points listed above, the following points of the body are also driving some of your systems down: fatty tissue, gallbladder, uterus and bladder, pituitary and pineal glands, joints, thyroid and thymus, cellular metabolism, stomach, allergy points, liver, circulation, and skin. So that's quite a bit. I'm not sure how that compares to typical results from other people, but none of that is surprising to me. So fatty tissue, with the PCOS, I've definitely had a lot of trouble maintaining my weight and not just gaining an incredible amount of fat. So I don't know if that has anything to do with that. Gallbladder, that makes sense. There have been a lot of times recently where instead of this might be a lot of information, guys, just warning you. Instead of having a bowel movement, sometimes I just pass bile. Just bile, which is not good, but that makes sense that my gallbladder's stressed. Uterus and bladder. So I was recently diagnosed with PCOS, and part of the reason I got that diagnosis recently is because my birth control has stopped controlling my ovarian cysts from rupturing. So I know that my hormones, they've always been out of whack. I've always had a lot of these PCOS symptoms since I got my period when I was 11, but recently it's gotten really bad. And I've been rupturing ovarian cysts bilaterally, so on both sides. And there was a time in the last year where for about 4 months, I was rupturing a cyst at least every 2 weeks, and usually 1 cyst on each side. So that's not good. There's something hormonally not quite right, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it because it's literally making me crazy. Pituitary and pineal glands, I mean, of course, my entire endocrine system's just gonna be out of whack. I have PCOS, that's a factor. I'm missing my right adrenal gland, that's a factor. My body is still realistically probably going through a lot of adjustments and changes. And I also recently went off of my birth control to do more hormonal testing because my Western doctors are still wanting a little bit more information about my PCOS and just how severe it is and which hormones we can work on first. So allergy points, liver, circulation, skin, I mean, none of that surprises me. My skin has been having a really rough time. I've had a lot of allergic reactions recently, so that's not surprising at all. And I do have a lot of food allergies, so when I cook at home, I can really control what I'm eating, but a lot of times I'm eating on film sets, and while catering is fantastic most of the time, I don't always know exactly what's in the food, and I do sometimes accidentally get glutened, which is not good. And then it gives me a list of food and environmental items that I should avoid. So that would be beer, white wine, red wine, dairy, basically all dairy, cow milk, cream, cow yogurt, and cheese mix. I don't know what cheese mix means, probably just all cheeses. Environmental are horsefly, dog hair and epithelium, so dog hair and saliva, of course. I've always known I'm really allergic to dog saliva. Potpourri, mold, trees, perfume mix, cigarette mix, carpet mix, dust, grasses, and fossil fuels. So I've been saying this for a while, that living on a really busy street in Los Angeles made my health suffer, and part of that is from exhaust. And I knew this because there was just a layer of filth on everything in our last apartment. Like the stairwells had to be cleaned regularly, otherwise they would get this just black film on top of them. And that's exhaust, it's fossil fuels, and I know that my system has been suffering from it. White wheat, whole wheat, spelt, rye, corn, and barley. So basically like all glutinous grains and corn. I do eat a lot of corn. And I have noticed on days recently when I've had a lot of allergic reactions, if I eat corn in the evening, like we have popcorn when we watch a movie, then I suffer quite a bit. Sometimes I'll get a little bit of a rash around my mouth. My lips haven't been swelling up that much, but I definitely notice that the line around them gets a little bit puffy, a little bit blurry. Chocolate. Yeah, not gonna avoid that, sorry. Vegetables, onion. I really like onion, so that's kind of a bummer, but I'm glad to see that the vegetables list has gotten much smaller since the last time I was tested for any kind of allergies. I was expecting to see a lot more fruits and vegetables in there. Then it says energetic nutritional imbalances. You are scanned for enzyme, fatty acid, vitamin, mineral, and amino acid imbalances. So here are the amino acids. So it gives me a list of amino acids, enzymes, and fatty acids, and minerals, and vitamins. So there are quite a bit of imbalances. I can definitely do a lot more work. And then they give me a list of energetic toxins that I'm also struggling with. So bacteria, some different types of chemicals, heavy metals came up in a big way, mold and parasites and viruses. So from this test, it looks like I'm just getting bombarded from all angles, and I really do feel that way. And then it shows me energetic hormonal imbalances. It says low thyrotropin releasing hormone, which is the major hypothalamic mediator of thyroid stimulating hormone. Of course, that's not surprising at all to me. Low epinephrine, a hormone secreted by the adrenal medulla in response to stimulation of the sympathetic nervous system. I am intimately familiar with epinephrine. Low cortisol, glucocortical hormone of the adrenal cortex, often referred to as the stress hormone. So that one's a little bit surprising to me because a lot of the physical symptoms I've been having are more indicative of a high cortisol level, but I can compare and contrast this with an updated hormonal panel that I did just a couple of days ago and should be getting the results on in another couple of days. Low aldosterone, a corticoid hormone secreted by the adrenal cortex. It increases sodium reabsorption by the kidneys, thereby indirectly regulating blood levels of potassium chloride bicarbonate, as well as pH, blood volume, and blood pressure. That makes a lot of sense. I have been perpetually dehydrated for like the last year and a half. It seems like it doesn't matter how much water I drink or how much fluid I drink. Sometimes I try just having different types of fluids because I know that sometimes can make it easier for your body to absorb them, and it just seems like nothing has been working, but that kind of gives me some good insight. So once they give you all of your results back, they offer you a phone consultation with one of their practitioners, and I just had mine yesterday. So that was incredibly helpful in discussing all of the test results and all of the imbalances and what those things could mean for me in real life. So kind of breaking down exactly what these things do in the body, how they might have come to be imbalanced, and what I can do to fix it, and the different ways that they're going to be making me feel. And then at the bottom of this, they gave me a list of all of these different supplements that they had to offer to help fix the problem, which is really rare. And I really appreciate this because they're supplements and they're herbs, and they're not things that are going to have a lot of side effects. So a lot of times, especially with hormonal problems, when you're treating them through Western medicine, and don't get me wrong, I think Western medicine is great, but I think it has its place. And if I can avoid pharmaceuticals, I'm going to, because they have so many side effects. So while they might be treating the problem, they could also be causing other problems, which is not something that I'm really eager to get into a pattern of. So I'm really excited about maybe trying out some of these herbs and seeing how it goes. For now, I'm going to send this list to my naturopathic doctor, who was the one who diagnosed me with Pcos originally, and who I've been taking herbs with. Of course, they give a huge amount of information on each one of those. They also show what the ingredients are and what they do for your systems. So there's a ton of valuable information just from this one test. And I'm gonna take all of this information back to my naturopathic doctor and see what she thinks about it. I think between the Dutch test that I did with her and this new test that I just did, it gives a ton of insight into how my system is reacting to different things. And because I was able to test my body in 2 different ways, it gives different bits of information and also shows where there could be gaps in my current treatment plan. So I'm really excited about these test results. I know they don't look great, so it's probably not something most people will be excited about, but for me, it really helps to find out exactly what's happening and actually to have a course of action for making it better. There are so many times when, especially when you approach this from a Western medicine angle, you do test after test after test, and you may or may not even get a response as to what's going on with you. And even when you do get a diagnosis, so often you're taking a stab in the dark with medications that may or may not work. And even if they do work, you're dealing with side effects for them and potentially life-altering consequences for certain medications if you take them long-term. So those are my results and what all of them mean and what my treatment plan is going to look like, and I'm really excited to have had this test done. I hope that this helps you with a little bit more information and just seeing how this entire thing unfolds if you have the testing done. Now I'm excited to move forward with this herbal and homeopathic treatment plan. I've already been having some progress with the herbs that my naturopath has had me on, but this just takes it to another level, and hopefully I can start speeding up the healing process as my body detoxifies from a lot of these pollutants that have been bombarding my body, or maybe even been hiding in several of my organs for many years now. Of course, I put the link to Balanced Health's website in the description below, and as much information as I possibly could in that description, but I think you should really check out their website. And if you've been having prolonged health problems, or you're just not feeling good and want to try a different approach other than what you've been doing, this is a great option and could give you some really valuable insight. So of course, I encourage you to check that out and research how this whole testing process works. I found it really incredibly interesting, and I'm so excited to get some more information about how my body's working and possibly some natural remedies that are going to help me feel better. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos like this one, let me know in the comments below. If you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell next to it so you get updates when I post new videos. Follow me on social media at Katrinaosity. Check out my podcast at mdxpods.com. And if you enjoy this video, please click the like button. It really helps my videos get seen.